Paul's Journey, a psychological horror game that focuses on depression and self. But as you join the game will feel normal. The game is even lively, the classic Roblox user interface, a blue sky, trees, and a classic Roblox house. The character that we are playing as is named Paul. We don't know his real age, but the creator said he's under 30 years old, and a fun fact of Paul, his birthday is on World Mental Health Day. Let's get right into the game. As we join the game, we are met with the old Roblox themed map and a dialogue for our character and for the story progression. Paul is saying he is glad that he has got rid of it, which we completely don't know, and an objective would come up telling us to grab our bag. As I went inside the house and look around for a bit, I then see the bag and another objective shows up telling us to get in the car. But I decide to look around the house more to see and try to find anything. Then I see a note laying on the ground saying, "Dear me, I'm okay." One of the first signals of the game portraying Paul's inner thoughts that he writes. As I roam around for a bit trying to find the car, but ended up trying the trampoline, I then finally find the car behind the house. After going to the car, the screen goes black, then I get teleported back, which we don't know why. Then another dialogue of Paul saying, "Why did I come back?" I then went in the house and grabbed the bag and then looked around the house to see if anything has changed, then went back to the car once more. Then this happens. The music goes away, the lighting of the world is now more yellowish, and we are once again back here at the beginning. Then the dialogue shows up again portraying that Paul is confused why everything is like this. Then I went in the house to see if anything has changed. We would first notice that the bag is gone, the dialogue also saying it, and if you look closely, there are two notes now laying under the table and beside where the TV is the same place as before, saying, "I don't really like that thing a bit further down the back of the house. It isn't meant to be there, is it?" And the second note saying, "Dear me, I don't know if I am okay." At this point of the game, I'm having a hunch that Paul's mental health is declining and he is confused on why he is feeling like this. And if we go to the back of the house, we notice a black platform where the car was supposed to be. As I went to touch it, we then get teleported in this dark room, and as I try to go to the thing that is ahead us, the dialogue then shows again. I don't know what it's saying means, but I do know that it has some kind of connection to what Paul said in the beginning. As I approached the thing ahead us and touched it, we then get teleported to a new segment of the game. At this part of the game, with the dialogue, it is clear that Paul is having another episode and his mental health has declined a lot, causing all of this. And if we look at our toolbox, we would find a rocket launcher. We do not know why we have this. I then went into the house to look around and see if anything has changed. But as I went in, I then seemingly see a black NPC walking outside of the house, deciding to use the rocket launcher on it. The same note from before near the TV has once again changed, read as, "Dear me, it's getting bad again," confirming what I said earlier, that Paul is having another episode. Also basing on Paul's face expression, it is not sad, which I got an information that it changed based on Paul's mental state. Back at the house, our next objective is to take a shower. I looked around the house to try and find the shower, but I couldn't. Then, as I went outside, I noticed a long path near where the car used to be. I then walked to the path. Then the dialogue shows again saying this. I'm having a hunch that it meant the NPC we saw earlier. It is also trying to encourage Paul to not be like them. As I reach the end, I then see a bathtub and another NPC, and then I exploded it with the launcher. As I touch the door, we then get teleported to another segment of the game. We are teleported in a very dark room, and we can hear faint whispers. As I walk towards the light ahead, the dialogue then shows again, saying this. Reading it, it probably is talking about how Paul self. As I walk more further, the dialogue then hints Paul with something. We could hear loud banging and seemingly a scream, and the dialogue says this, probably meaning that people might see him at this state. As I went in the light, we then get teleported again. We are back at the beginning, but once again more yellowish. But when I turned around, we are met with this. Paul saying he can't fix this, and is troubled if people saw him at his previous state. And in front of the house there are plenty of signs saying cut the circle. Then this happens. I then try to go in the house and touch the bed. We then get teleported once again. We are teleported in a bright room. Not much happened here, but as I walk further, the dialogue then shows again. Saying this, the dialogue seems to be encouraging Paul at this stage of the game, saying things like how strong Paul is for still being here after everything he's been through. And then, as we reach near the door, we are left with a heartwarming message. As I open the door, we are again met with another door and another. It seems like it's some kind of a loop or cycle. After a while, we then finally reach the end, and then the dialogue says this. Taken at face value, we know what it means. It will then tell us to wake up because all of this isn't real. I then go to the bed and try to touch it, and we get teleported to the last segment of the game. We are teleported in a closed house that seems to be repeating itself. At this stage of the game, the dialogue talks about how Paul should forgive himself, and how Paul can't because he thinks he isn't worthy of forgiving himself. Then the dialogue tells Paul to break the cycle and still keeping on encouraging Paul. But Paul is still having doubts of himself, but the dialogue doesn't stop on encouraging him to not go back to his old ways and habits. Then, as I near the light, I'm gonna blur it because let's just say it's not allowed on YouTube. As I type the code, the door then opens and we are met with this. There are plenty of people here. I then look around to see the area, and you could notice that the NPCs are interactable. If you interact with them, you would notice that each of them have their own insecurities, like how Paul also has one. And that is the end of the game. If you are someone like Paul, don't be afraid to reach out to someone you trust. It's okay to not be okay, and you matter. I hope you all enjoyed this video, and see you in the next one.